Hello, everyone. Welcome to the EJG3 show. This is your host, Eddie Gallagher. Fellas, we are talking March Madness. I got my man Ryan McDonald here, Patrick McDonald, Max Rosa, David McCarthy. How you fellas doing?
Doing great,
Doing
Eddie.
well,
Be
Ed.
better, Ed.
It's March, baby.
Thanks for having me on, Eddie. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Getting ready for some basketball. Good weekend of basketball here. Looking forward to it.
Exactly. This is the best month of the year. All right, so I'm gonna start with North Carolina. A lot of people were complaining that they got in. Oh, they robbed West Virginia. They robbed some other teams. Do you guys have a problem that North Carolina made the tournament?
I
After
personally
last
don't
night's
know.
showing, I think that they proved that they deserve to be in. They handled San Diego State. I think they kind of shut the haters up after last night's showing.
I actually have the opposite opinion there, right? I think being 1-12 in the quad one isn't, just doesn't deserve a spot over the teams like West Virginia. Love
I
to hear
think
your
they should
thoughts,
be in
Ed.
it. I think they should be
I
in it.
yeah
I
no
concur with Ryan on what he said. I think they
yeah no
proved. I think
D
they proved their worth.
D I think you're making a good point there, but I think UNC is a tournament team. They know how to win in the tournament. It feels right with them being in. I know a lot of people were upset about it, but I would say that I agree with them being in.
You know, yes, they're 1-12 in Quad One, but this is also a big time brand, and I believe big time brands deserve to make the tournament. Um, Obviously, I don't like how the athletic director gets $100,000, just for being there, making the tournament. I think that's a little suspicious. But you know what? North Carolina can prove people wrong. I mean,
I
we've
I
seen,
agree.
I agree.
we've seen this happen before.
I agree with you on that one.
So who they got next, Ed?
They got Ole Miss. They're I think favorite 1.5.
Okay,
No,
that's a cakewalk.
I might be taking UNC in that game as well.
Wait, Ole Miss is favored, Ed?
No, no, no. North Carolina is.
Really?
Really?
I didn't know that, but
That's interesting.
Um, Obviously, um, the SEC has 14 teams in the tournament. Do you think they deserve 14 teams?
I do. I think that's what happens when you have football NIL money and showing. So, as a Syracuse native, I'm
Yeah, I
hoping
think
that we can get some NIL money.
Patrick, you can go next.
yeah, no, I would agree. I think it has a lot to do with the NIL and football as well, and just the SEC is kind of running sports at this point, honestly. So you saw Big Ten do some stuff in football this year, but I just think SEC, it's good for the sport a little bit. You like to see teams like Bama like get in there. I know they've been in the past few years, but obviously known as a football school, so
yep.
it'd be nice to see them make another run this year.
David, you can go.
Yeah, I just think they're clearly the best conference. 14 is a boatload, but the athleticism they got there, the shooting, the depth. I think they deserve the 14. We'll see how it, turns out in March, but as of now, I don't have too much of an issue with it.
Ryan.
Yeah, when was the last time the SEC probably had the most contenders in the tournament? I'd say there's at least three, four, or five teams that can win it all from the SEC. I don't think we could say that about the other conferences. So 14 is a bit much, but yeah, I think that conference as a whole was by far the best this year.
Yeah, no,
Totally agree.
no. I watch a lot of SEC games. A lot of them are close. We've seen Florida got absolutely crushed by Georgia, and you can probably say Florida might be the best team uh, in the nation right now. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, obviously it sucks that, two teams were not in from the SEC because they were talented. But,
What
you
two
know,
teams for those, Eddie?
one of them was LSU.
Okay.
Um, obviously, Texas is playing today. So they were borderline,
Yep.
but I can't remember the other team. Uh, It'll come
I
to
think
me.
it was South Carolina.
Yes, South Carolina. South Carolina.
See, that's
Thank
why
you.
you're a specialist.
No, dude.
Play D-Mac.
Hey, they were a heck of a squad. You
Hey,
know, they
hey,
had
good
a tough
shout, D.
draw, but they had some tough games in there.
Now, Max, do you have a
Yeah.
problem that Auburn was the number one overall seed in the tournament?
I don't. I think they can I think they can clearly have proven that they can make a run in this tournament. I think they can definitely go ahead and win the whole thing. So I don't have a problem with it at all. I think all the SEC teams that were ranked number one were deserving of it. And I think they've done a good job at proving that all season. I think they are by far the most athletic conference in college basketball right now.
Look, you're huffing and puffing over there, Max. Right,
Yeah,
buddy?
you getting a good sweat in, Rose?
Oh, man, sorry. But yes, I think they are deserving of it. I do not have an issue with it, and I would not be surprised if they went ahead and won this whole thing. That is not my pick, though, just to be clear.
Okay, we'll get to your picks later on in the show.
Let's not jump the gun here, Maxie.
Patrick, how about you go? Do you have a take on that?
Yeah, War Eagle. That's all you got to say.
Ryan McDonald. Do you think Auburn has the most pressure in this tournament?
I don't know if I'd say the most pressure, Eddie, but they've certainly been knocking on the door the past 2 years. I mean, all Bruce Pearl teams are going to play hard in March. I don't know if they have the most pressure with other teams like Houston, Duke being heavily favored. You know, they've made runs before. They haven't gotten it done. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens after this weekend. I think this weekend could show people a lot about these teams.
Patrick?
Yeah. You know, I like again. I think they deserve it. I think Bruce Pearl is a good coach. He's obviously very animated, fun to watch. But you know, I think he's running the tight ship over there. I think they can make a run this year. I really do.
Okay, I think you guys are both wrong.
Oh,
All right. Yep. Hey, that's what we're looking for here. Ed.
I think Florida should be the number one seed. Well, which they are, but like the number one overall top seed.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
I didn't-
they
what's-
ran through.
Eddie, could you run through what are in terms of the teams that are one seed? What are the rankings?
Auburn's one, Duke two. I believe Auburn is three and Houston's four.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But
No.
it could be Florida four, Houston three, but I know Auburn's one, Duke is two.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I'd necessarily agree with that, but
I mean, I think you got to win your conference tournament. I feel like that's a factor. I mean, I know they won the league,
Actually, the best conference that's been all year.
you know, but I mean, but if you are the number one overall seed, I do believe you have the most pressure. And you know, I think the last time Auburn has made the Final Four was 2019. So, and I'm not sure that Bruce Pearl has won a championship. If you guys know, please
I
tell.
don't think so either.
I don't think so.
So, Ed, you think Auburn's got the most pressure? Is that what I'm understanding here? I'd almost argue it's Duke.
I was gonna say Duke two D-Mac. I agree.
With the popularity, the media, you know, Cooper Flag. I just think they
Yeah.
got
Not being hurt
this year.
kind of gives them a little bit of slack, but
what's the update on Flag? What's
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, Eddie, what's the Cooper Flag injury status? We need some updates.
I know that they were rubbing it out. I think he's questionable. A lot of experts are saying that he has the chance to play.
This weekend I doubt we see him. Maybe in their second matchup, but I don't think he'll play this week, especially against 16 seed. You know, I don't think they need him. Risk that.
And you know the depth of Duke. You know they could easily steamroll the 16th seed. And then who do they play next? I forget it top of my head. I'll look it up right now.
Sure.
Eddie, do you think we see any crazy upsets this year?
Okay, so Duke will play either Mississippi State or Baylor.
Oh, all right.
Upsets? Uh, a lot of people were talking about that UC San Diego beating Michigan.
It's a trendy pick. I just don't see it getting done
I don't,
against.
I don't, I don't see
I'm
it
on the
either.
same page.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Michigan's
One
hot
thing I
too.
like for my Cinderella is McNeese, spearheaded by their student manager Amir Khan. Guy is a fucking walking gift. What a legend.
um,
Let me
this is
hear, let me
my
hear your thoughts
this
on
is my
McNeese,
upset.
Eddie.
This is my upset.
Let's hear it.
So I'm not a Colorado State fan, but they have a great chance beating Memphis. Memphis turns the ball over. I think the last time I watched, they put a stat like 13 turnovers a game. Actually, Colorado State is favored, but unfortunately, I had Memphis winning. Um, but I like Drake over Missouri.
Yep. I also took Drake, Ed.
Um,
I think that's a good look. They're a hot team right now. They just won their conference tournament, right? I believe.
they did.
So yeah, the issue with that is I think they're very defensive, right? Like they're not allowing many points per game. So yeah, I took Drake, but the only thing that scares me is if who are they playing? Clemson? No,
Missouri.
Zoo.
McNeese is playing Clemson, bro.
who are they playing?
Missouri.
Yeah, Missouri. Yeah, Missouri gets off to a hot start. I could see it going sideways, but I did take Drake.
Yo,
How
Bennett,
far you
Bennett.
got Drake going, Patty? You got him making a run deep?
No, I think I got them losing next round. I
Oh,
think they're a
man.
hot team right now. I think they could. I think they
Okay.
could get the.
Sounded like you thought they
that.
were gonna win the whole thing.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just think that they could. I think they could upset the first round.
They would play if Drake wins. They would play Texas Tech, and I don't. Texas Tech can really shoot the ball,
Yeah.
and that's a hard matchup for Drake if they do win. But no, Bennett Stritz. When I was watching that game, obviously championship game, dude, that guy could. He's a bucket maker, dude.
On Drake.
For Drake, yeah, for Drake.
Yeah. That kid is nice. I kind of don't think I think that's another trendy pick that I don't
Yeah,
really
me
like.
too, D. We're on the same page.
Yeah, I
The
think Missouri
public
could
thinks
be too
they
good.
think they're gonna snipe an upset. It's like, come on now.
Yeah, I think Missouri's too good. They played two good teams all year. I just don't see them losing that game. But that's why they play them.
There's always that team that surprises us. I just have
Yep.
no clue, you know, could, I mean, it's just tough knowing. I mean, because in today's game, if you don't shoot the three ball well, you know, games are going to be tight and, you're not going to be playing well. I mean, it's tough. It's
Eddie, quick
you
question
live by
for
the three
you.
or you die by the three.
Question for you, Eddie. Am
Yeah.
I crazy to think that the player that's going to have the best performance throughout this tournament is Sears for Alabama?
Dude, that guy can score the ball. Um, I feel like when Alabama goes, he goes. I do have them going to the Elite Eight. Um, but man, can are they good enough to beat Duke? That's the real question. And you know what? Let's be honest. We all agree SEC is the best conference. Has Duke really played anybody? I know they beat Auburn, but they really haven't played anybody this year.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be a good test for Duke to play some of those teams for sure.
I mean,
All
yeah,
right.
good test. If they lose, they're out of the tournament. So
100%, dude.
All right. Now, is there? Let's talk about my favorite coach in the tournament. I feel like he's the best coach in the tournament. It's Rick Pitino.
Yeah.
Patino.
Big on the red.
Yep.
God.
He
Second
has a
round
top.
matchup, Eddie Patino versus Calipari. You have that
Yep.
circled?
Let's start with Pitino, then we'll get to Calipari.
On Max.
Polar horses here.
Apologies.
First of all, is St. John's the new best team in New York.
Yes, without a
Yep.
doubt. Syracuse basketball has been a joke the past couple years. St. John's
Better than this
completely overtaken
team,
that
man.
from them.
Syracuse's
Not even close.
biggest mistake was not hiring Patino
Dude,
when
that is
Boeheim left.
that's
Don't
fact.
forget, he started his career with Boeheim as an assistant, so would have been an incredible hire. But
What do
I
you
mean,
think,
was
Eddie?
was he in the running for the Syracuse job?
No, I don't think they even offered him.
Fuck no.
Well, watch your language, Ryan.
Hey, come on, man.
Hey, easy, Rye.
Hey, watch
on.
profanity over there, bud.
hey, he's a hometown guy. He just gets
What is this?
fired up for
Very
things
cool.
like
all right,
this.
all right, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
I really do find it impressive that he got 6 teams into the NCAA tournament. What say you, Max Rosa?
Do I think it's impressive? Yeah, I think he's a proven winner. I think he's the best coach in college basketball right now, and I think deserves to have his name up there in consideration with the rest of the people's greats. So I think he deserves everything that people talk about him for. I think there's a lot of people who don't agree with what went down at Louisville, but I think he's just the one that got caught. I think that was going on at every school. So I'm a big Patino fan.
David, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I agree. I think he's easily the best coach. Like Max said, I think he just wins, and I'm a believer. If he was at Iona for 3-4 more years, I think they turn into a team who can make that deep run. But I personally don't think St. John's has got the offensive talent to win it this year. But I definitely think they can make a run for sure. I think Patino's easily the best coach.
You don't think they can't? You don't think they're going to make a run?
Like I've
No,
got
I do.
them
I don't
losing
think
the
they can
Elite
win
Eight
it all. I think
in the
they
bracket.
can easily make a run. I don't think they're good enough to win it all.
I think they've got them
offensively.
losing to MSU.
Yep. Could see MSU making
I
a
don't mind
sneaky run right there.
That's speaking. That's a
Right.
great segue. Another historical, legendary coach, Tom Izzo. Is this the year he gets it done, Eddie? Can he get over the hump again?
It's either he loses in the round of 32 or he makes it to the Elite Eight. It's one of those Michigan State teams. We just don't know. I mean, they're
Okay,
very
so
good.
the only other option would be the Sweet 16. So basically, he wins what, 2 games or 4 games? Is that what you're saying?
Didn't they lose to somebody in
I think they lost to Syracuse in the Elite Eight
Yes,
that
they
year.
did.
Cuse went to the Final Four.
2016?
Yeah,
Well-
I want to say it was 2016. Malachi Richardson,
Yep.
Tyler Lydon.
Crazy game against UVA.
Oh, incredible. Eddie, you think Izzo retires after this year, hangs it up?
No, this guy enjoys coaching basketball. He has the energy. No, not a shot.
Talking about upsets, I'd love to hear from Patrick. I know you've got a good read on Kentucky this year. The last couple times they've been 3 seeds, they've tended to lose. What are you thinking about their opening round matchup?
Who are they playing?
Troy.
Yeah. I haven't looked too much into Kentucky. I don't think they're gonna make a run by any means. But yeah, I would say they get past the first round. Were you thinking otherwise, David, or?
No, just I think they get it done this year, but just some trends I've been noticing last couple times.
Eddie, with new first year head coach Mark Pope, you don't think he makes a run?
Call Rye.
Especially
I got him.
up
I got
against
him. I got
Cal,
Kentucky going to the
and
Sweet
the
16.
Hogs. Won't they play them in the second round, maybe?
St. John versus the Hogs?
No. Kentucky against Arkansas.
No, second round, I believe, is St.
No, no.
Joe's, Calipari versus Patino. No,
Kentucky's in the Midwest. Arkansas.
I think it'll
is
be
in the
Arkansas
West.
versus St. John's second round. Tino versus Calipari, I thought, but
I got
I got
Kentucky. I got Kentucky losing to Tennessee in the Sweet 16.
I think that's a fair assessment, Eddie. I think that's
I think if Kentucky wins a tournament game, I think Pope, he's still obviously building. I think that's a good season. Get to the Sweet 16, lose to Tennessee, and then rebuild next year, with the NIL. Look, we'll get into this segment right now. Calipari is out of Kentucky. We know he choked in the NCAA tournament for the last couple years now with these amazing, talented players. Do you think he needs to win the NCAA tournament game? Just one. You get that off his chest.
I certainly do. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Max.
Oh, go ahead, Rye.
Yeah. I was just gonna say if he wants to keep landing these big name recruits and show people that Arkansas is a place to come in the SEC, then yeah, I certainly think he has to win a game.
Yeah, I agree, especially after how last year ended. Sorry, Max, I'm not meaning to jump in front of you, but
just saying, I agree.
Yeah, especially after that upset last year, I think he's got to make a little run this year, or he might be hitting his retirement year shortly.
Who, Calipari?
Yeah, if he doesn't start to make some magic, like you said, it's been a couple tough years in a row, a couple tough losses in a row for him. So I'd like to see him done. I like him as a coach.
Look, I'm going to be honest with you. I disagree with that statement. I think Calipari has many years remaining. But Patrick, do you think Calipari has pressure to win a tournament game this year?
I do think he has pressure for sure, especially coming off, what happened at Kentucky and just kind of like his past in the March Madness tournament. I think he definitely has pressure to win it. I think they got Kansas first round.
Wait, what was his past? I honestly don't know. What was his past? Has he not won a game? I just don't know.
Dude, Kentucky hasn't gotten it
could you inform me?
in the tournament in a while. It's been known that they've had some good teams and not gotten it done. I think that's kind of half the reason or majority of the reason that he got pushed out of Kentucky. Eddie, I could be wrong. You got any backup for me or?
What are you asking?
Just yeah, okay. Back to your point, I do think that Calipari has pressure to win in the tournament this year for sure.
They're the one on the plane.
And by the way, Bill Self is a great head coach, but this is not his best Kansas team. I watch him versus Houston. Dude, they turn the ball over. They can't shoot the three. So I do have Arkansas winning that game. I'm not impressed with Kansas this year.
Agreed.
I agree with you on that one, Ed.
All right. I never asked you guys. Why do you guys love March Madness? Rhoda, start us off.
Oh, I think it brings me back to my childhood when the teachers would bring the rollout TV into the classrooms, elementary school. Just getting fired up with your boys. Eddie, I think you and I were in a few classes back in elementary school, Split Rock. I'm sure there was some good moments that we shared together watching those games. It was always fun watching Syracuse play, being a born and raised Syracuse native, but I will say, as excited as I am this year for March Madness to kick off tomorrow,
Patrick,
it just doesn't have the same excitement that it used to when Syracuse was
kind of going out.
Yeah, you're kind of breaking up a little bit. Patrick.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good point you made there at the end, Rosa. I think it used to be more exciting when Syracuse was in the mix a little bit. But no, I've always said, this Thursday, Friday, March Madness is two of the best days out of the year, especially for any sports fan at all. I'm looking forward to it. Just a full day filled with excitement. There's always some good upsets on day one. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
David, how about you go?
Yeah, just the unpredictability of it. Never know what's going to happen. No one really knows anything. And just the shock of the upsets and the victories, and like Max said, kind of taking it back to the childhood. It's you can't really hate it, especially as a sports fan. So nothing gets me fired up like some March Madness.
Ryan,
Yeah, just to piggyback off what those guys said, just the uncertainty of it. Any given team can win. We saw what happened in that Alabama State game last night with 3 seconds left. Throw a Hail Mary, get a shot at the buzzer, and they're advancing. That can happen no matter who the teams are. And I think that's just the great part about March.
yeah, I love March Madness because not only do you get the upsets, but it's just one game. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge NBA fan, but 7 game series, I just feel like that's too much. You have one game to compete. You know, if you lose, you lose. If you win, you go on to the next round. And that's why you're seeing 16 seeds now beating 1 seeds. I mean, who knew? I mean, what two 16 seeds have way to drink a blue light. I appreciate
Yes,
you
sir.
drinking.
Yeah,
Uh,
UMBC a few years back upset UVA.
yeah, and these kids, man, they put their heart on the line. You see,
Some of these guys, they'll be
know,
remembered forever. These random teams, no matter what they do in their next life, their next professional life, these guys turn into household names in March.
all right, last segment. Final four predictions. Who's winning it all? Patrick, let's start with you.
Eddie, that's a good question. I've been narrowing it down to a few teams. I like Houston. I like Florida. I think I'm gonna have to go Florida overall. I think they get it done this year.
What?
God.
Oh my gosh. This guy.
Rye.
What?
Who are you taking, Rye?
I thought we had I'm riding. Oh, Houston.
I'm riding
What's going
Houston
on
too.
here? What's
I'm
going
riding-
on?
I don't know.
I'm riding Houston too. I could have sworn that we were all riding Houston.
Yeah, Patty. I thought we were revealing this live on air, and you go Florida. We had the.
I just said Houston as well.
Buddy, you picked.
Dude.
Just picked Florida.
Okay.
Oh, what are you doing? The syndicate's falling apart on air.
I know. Oh man, embarrassing. That's what happens.
Sorry, Eddie.
when
We had a
they
little
take the
thing
snake
going.
venom, Eddie.
Completely sewered it.
Wait, you guys all took the same teams?
No,
That's my point. What are you guys talking? You guys are
futures
soaring it
pick.
right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
For a futures pick to get behind, Eddie, we're all riding the same team. That doesn't mean the brackets are all the same.
That was my exact point. Yes, I'm riding Houston for the money.
You just said Florida, bro. You're revealing.
Yeah, in my
You just said Florida.
I said I'm taking Florida in my brackets.
We're gonna have to watch this one back.
Yeah, I think we knew what was going on in this show when we were revealing our pick, and that just was not it.
I'll tell you right now who I'm taking, word for word, exactly what Rymax said. Houston, baby.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Let's get
First of all, hold on. The question was, who do you have in your final four?
My final four is Houston, Michigan State, Duke, and Florida. That's my final four.
Same here. Identical to Rymax because I ride.
No, that's actually is. What do you think about that, Ed? You like those four?
Look, I got Florida. I got Michigan State.
Yeah.
I got Duke and Tennessee.
Wow. So we got 3 out of the 4 there. You don't like Houston though.
No, I
You don't like the Cougs? You're not in the Cougars, Eddie?
Actually, I got Clemson beating Houston.
Wow.
Yeah, I got them. I got them going. I got them going to the Elite Eight. Yeah, and little choppy, but I got Florida.
Eddie, give me some insight on Clemson. What's the deal there?
I like Travis Hunter. No, not Travis Hunter. No, I just like Clemson. I like Ian Shefflin. He's a big body. They're well experienced.
Yeah, no,
You
that's
know,
I was honestly just curious.
no, they do have a Hunter. He's a guard. He's really good. Um, but um, but overall, I got Duke winning it all. Yeah, I took the Blue Devils.
Wow.
Although I mean, even though they're young, man, Florida can really shoot the ball. I've been really bad with Florida all year.
Yeah.
I don't know what to make of them.
Well, you should let Patty answer that one since he's taking them.
I am taking them in my bracket. I got some money on Houston for sure, as we already talked about. You know, as a group, we all put some money on Houston. But yeah, no, I got Florida winning it all this year.
I guess
David, I'd like to
Some
hear your
people-
input now.
Some
Your
people that
Houston
might be tuning in would say that, including David knows I've picked Houston in recent
I'd
years
like
to
to
win
hear
it.
David speak and give his thoughts. Your time is over. Let's hear
Yo,
it.
we got a minute left.
D-Mac, let's hear it.
Trying on mute. Sorry about that. I do think Florida's the popular pick, but I do think Houston can get it done with their offense. As far as value, that's what I'm going for. Haven't really filled out my bracket completely yet, so I don't really have a Final Four, but I think Maryland can pull an upset.
Yep,
Yeah,
I
no,
like
for
Maryland.
sure. I like Maryland
I
too.
like Maryland pulling an upset as well.
Kudos. The Crab Five.
Hey,
Calling those guys in Maryland.
yo, I'll be posting my picks. Stay tuned. But
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for coming on the show.
Th-
Um,
We
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Hey,
Well,
thanks for having us,
appreciate
Ed.
it.
Come up this weekend, Eddie. Make some money, yeah.
Yep.
yeah, hey, that's what I'm here
Have
for.
a nice night.
Looking forward to it, Ed.
Name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
Sure.
Hey,
Amen.
I'll
Good
talk,
night,
Yes, sir,
everybody.
Ed.
I'll talk to you later, folks.
Yes, sir.
Ciao.
Appreciate it.
Let's wrap.